A major multinational change and agreement in the corporate tax rate is being hailed as one of the biggest innovations and one of the biggest transformations of the global economic system that we've seen in generations. Making corporations pay their fair share. Sounds really good, right? Will this fix the problems today that most people see? Most people living paycheck to paycheck here in the United States. Let's take a look and see what it's going to fix, or if this is just another no-fix solution that may sound good on the surface, but when you look into it, it really doesn't fix anything. Hey everybody, my name is JJ. You're watching Boom Bear Bust. It's Saturday, October 9th, 2021. Please make sure you're subscribed if you're not already so you don't miss any of these important updates. Let's get into it. Nearly 140 countries agree to the global minimum corporate tax rate. Here's how Janet Yellen is describing this as follows, quote, "A once-in-a-generation accomplishment for economic diplomacy," unquote. Yeah, she was reading that off of a script. She was looking down at a piece of paper when she said that. A once-in-a-generation accomplishment for economic diplomacy. Now, here's how Axios put it in a tweet. More than 130 nations have agreed to the 15% minimum global tax rate after years of negotiations. So a lot of people on the surface say this is great. Corporations are going to pay their fair share. And this is my commentary, by the way. And this is going to help pay off, some of these programs and pay for some of this debt. Axios continues here in a tweet. The agreement will serve to crack down on tax havens and will reallocate more than 125 billion of profits for many of the world's biggest companies. So 125 billion in profits. So U.S. companies that are avoiding paying taxes in the U.S. because they have offshore tax havens or other loopholes, such as designating profits into a country that has a lower corporate tax rate. Will this fix the problem? Well, think about this. 125 billion could be reallocated for U.S. companies. We're in about $29 trillion worth of debt. This isn't even going to make a dent in the debt. And a lot of people say, well, the debt doesn't matter. It's just digital. It's not real money. Well, it doesn't matter until they take more of what you earn to help pay for it, right? So it may not matter on paper by looking at it, but when you look at what you're going to have to pay if you're working anyways, then this at some point could come back to bite you. So this is being hailed as a solution. Is it going to be a solution? No. Countries will just continue to outsource and have the labor in countries that have lower costs of living and that they can pay slave wages. Will this bring jobs back to the U.S.? No. Will this fix the debt problem, the national debt, the exploding deficits, the poverty, the most Americans living paycheck to paycheck? No, it's not going to make a dent in it. In fact, you could make the argument that this will make things worse. So what are companies going to do if they're going to have to pay higher taxes? Well, they'll probably not give out as many pay raises. They'll probably increase the cost of the products or services that they offer to help compensate for the losses. That way the CEO can still continue to buy up real estate and more yachts. Until you address the underlying issues and reasons why so many jobs are being pushed out of the U.S., none of those problems that I described are going to be fixed. In fact, things will continue to get worse. And also think about this. We have the money printers that are essentially bailing out industries and companies, and they're also buying corporate debt. So on one hand, we have the money printers buying corporate debt to rescue and keep a lot of these companies operational, but yet we're going to now fix the tax problem, and it's basically money in one door and out the other door. Really doesn't make a difference in the end, does it? You see, when you have the money printers that endlessly prop up select corporations and banks alike, is making the company or corporation paying a few extra billion in taxes going to really change anything? The banks, especially, look at the banks, they're too big to fail. They're going to be propped up no matter what. So making companies pay an extra few billion, it's not going to change anything. One of the countries being discussed a lot with this topic is Ireland. They are traditionally a very low percentage tax rate for corporations, and now Apple, Facebook, other tech giants are going to have to pay, quote, their fair share. So this is being hailed as something wonderful, a big transformation, the biggest transformation that we've seen in generations here, making companies pay their fair share. Or maybe I'm being too negative. Maybe it's going to bring a lot of jobs back to the United States. We're going to see higher wages, and wages are actually going to keep up with the rising cost of living. With home prices and rents going up 10 to 20% a year, I guess everybody's going to get a 10 or 20% raise because of this. So please let me know down in the comments what you think about this. Am I being too negative? Is this really going to be a major transformation that's going to help people? All right, I can't wait to see the comments on this one. All right, let's jump over to a slightly different topic, but still in the realm of financial and economics. Speaking of most people in debt, most people living paycheck to paycheck, let's talk about consumer sentiment. Consumer sentiment has been dropping, declining. People are seeing, every day they're seeing the reality of the cost of living when it comes to everyday items, groceries, energy, fuel, housing costs, right? Everything's going up, so consumer sentiment has been dropping. Now, if history repeats itself, when consumer sentiment drops, we historically see a recession. Now, technically, we should have had the biggest recession of all time, or the biggest depression of all time, in March, April, May 2020, when everything hit the fan with the sickness, but we didn't because of all the rescue programs, the money printing, the debt creation, the moratoriums on rents and homes. Mortgages were saved. So essentially the money printers came in at a time when technically we should have already witnessed the worst downturn in the economy since the Great Depression, likely worse than the Great Depression without the rescue programs. The endless money printer in the background can help mask over really economic reality. But in the end, you have more people actually dependent on payouts, dependent on rescue programs. So while on paper it may have prevented a quote unquote recession, people are worse off today than they were before the great sickness shutdown recession. All right, so we're going to wrap this one up here. Again, I ask you please to let me know down in the comments, am I wrong? If I'm wrong, let me know exactly how this is going to fix things here in the United States. Is it going to bring jobs back? Is it going to pay off all the spending? We're looking at a $3.5 trillion spending package. Is 100-something billion that we're going to get from these corporations going to help make a dent in that? And all of you that leave thumbs down, it's only about 1% of you, but the ones that leave thumbs down, maybe it's because I'm wrong. So don't just put thumbs down. Let me know why I'm wrong. Explain it in comments so we can all learn, and you can tell us, why things are actually really great and we shouldn't have anything to worry about. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Stay well, keep stacking, stay prepared, stay safe, stay positive. Bye for now. Peace.